And that's a quadrifolio. And that's way too illegal. In my mind, the ES always stood for elderly sedan. Any ES I've seen on the road, it's always an elderly gentleman or an old lady just enjoying their life. There's another ES with an elderly lady in it. But with this, they try to appeal to the younger generation. But has it worked? That's what I'm here to find out. Now Lexus has two sides to how it makes its cars. One is the LFA way.
This is the pursuit of the impossible.
Which this car really isn't. It's more towards the other way, which is the refined, economical commuter's car. It's the kind of car you would take to a road trip. You can drive millions of miles in but not feel a bit of stress. It's great on the highway, the mileage is great. On regular gas it does 34 miles per gallon. Even the dynamic cruise control was amazing. But I really think that this ES has taken that and put some flavor into it. The interior of this car is really nice. I actually really like it. I like the way this sweeps forward and there are two dials here that you can rotate for different modes. I even like the display in this. I really love the F Sport one. This doesn't have it, but even the standard one is not bad. The screen here is ample for CarPlay, for GPS, for regular things, and I like that they have buttons here. And I like that they have a tuner knob. There's also buttons here for the seat heating, the seat ventilation, the heated steering wheel. And I like these handles, the way these are shaped. Really nice. There's also sunroof, moonroof. I like the way these lights come on when you touch them. There's an SOS button. And I love how this bit goes around the whole cockpit. It's slightly higher than the dashboard, which ends over here, and kind of makes it feel like a yacht somehow. There's also wireless charging here, which you can open this way or you can open it this way. The trackpad, some people hate it, but I've gotten used to it. I think it's pretty intuitive, it's not that bad. And I like the way it clicks and the haptic feedbacks. It really makes you be sure of what you're doing. And although the transmission is pretty good and the gearbox is really sharp, the pedals are made out of plastic here, so when they look cool, but when you touch them, it takes some of that excitement away. And I like how this part is black. I would love to have this in Alcantara or similarly black like this one, but it's not bad. I like it, and especially when you're driving around, it's a really relaxing place to be. There's ample light coming in, there's enough space for you to move your head around or even have a quick nap, and it feels spacious. I took a nap in this car with the seat all the way down, and it felt like I'm in a room. There are also simple weird things that I like the indicator sound. It's not that artificial like in some of the newer cars. This one actually has a click to it, which I like. Not the best, but a pretty cool interior. First things, let's switch it to manual. Shift on a few gears. Wow. Suddenly after downshifting, feels like a really eager and determined car. It's eager, it wants to go faster. Red line's at 7,000 also. There is a slight growl at low speeds, but as it goes up it sounds artificial. See how that sounds? You can see, you can tell it's artificial. It sounds kind of like a battery powered fan where the motor is just spinning for the sake of it. It's designed for daily driving and for smooth driving. It soaks up the bumps really well, but there's no precision in it. Like on curves like these, you want a bit more responsive suspension, and this just isn't that. A lot of the times when I went over the bumps, the car felt unsettled, even though it was a smooth bump. So I could feel the car kind of squishing. The thing is, I wanted it to be a bit more than that, because it has potential. That's not an ordinary sedan. If it can do that, it's not ordinary. It kind of lights a fire in you, it kind of lights a spark, but then it goes away. It doesn't combust that completely. Honestly, the way it shifts is a bit of a surprise to me, and in a good way, because I didn't expect it to be this eager. But the suspension and the engine noise and the chassis is kind of a letdown. And that's a shame, because although it accomplishes what it wanted to do, it's gonna be a car that's gonna outlast and outlive everything else out there. Even your memory, perhaps. In other words, it's gonna last longer than you'd care to remember it for.